In this northern Peru, Trujillo, cost of living, things to do guide, I share the following. Cost of living, things to do, best tours, free walking tour, accommodations, restaurants, nightlife, livability, how to get there, and final thoughts. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. I'm on the hunt for the perfect place to spend a few years in one spot. You see, I've been exploring the world since 2007. I do not maintain an empty bed anywhere as I explore. For most of that time, I have just been moving forward. I have either lived in or visited a total of 64 countries in my life. I'm a digital nomad. That means I just need an internet connection to do my work. Since many places in the world have internet now, I roam the planet freely. I call it an untethered life. I try to visit my family every couple of years, and I need internet, but otherwise I'm truly free. I seriously love discovering a new country or city that I haven't been to before. When I'm in a new place, I see everything through the eyes of a child, but usually after a few weeks or months, I head somewhere new. I'll hear about another place, near or far, that I'll want to see, and I will head in that direction. People always ask me about the world. What is your favorite place? Do you like Venice? Is Bali really as beautiful as the pictures? So I gather information about everywhere I go and share it here on Vagabond Buddha. I have another travel blog where I shared the first 9 years of my travels. Some people ask me about the cost of living around the world because they want to retire internationally on less money. Others ask about things to do or places to stay, so I share that also. Others are newer digital nomads and want to keep expenses down while they build their internet income. Below is the estimated cost of living 1 month in Trujillo, Peru as a temporary visitor. Some of the estimates could be reduced as a long-term visitor, whether digital nomad or expat. You can rent a one-bedroom apartment here ranging from 400 soles to about 2,000 soles per month, depending on how modern and how close to town. But you will pay more as a temporary visitor as follows. And this is in dollars now. One-bedroom Airbnb apartment is about $23 a month. A moderate hostel is about $18. I'm sorry, that's $23 a night. A moderate hotel is about $18 per night, and a backpacker hostel is about $15 per night. A high-end restaurant is about $10. Neighborhood restaurant is about $3. A lot of meals, lunch specials, for example, for $3. Food carts are about $1, and a taxi is about $1.50. When you multiply that out by the number of days, it ranges from about $589 per month to about $948 per month. There's a link below this YouTube video. You just click on the link if you want to see how it's all computed and everything. Okay, things to do in Trujillo, Peru. It's all about saving money. You also need to have fun when you go somewhere new. That starts for me by getting to know a new place. The first set of things to do are on a below embedded Google Maps free walking tour. I like learning about and sharing the history of a new place with free walking tours. And that's what I'll do here. Old Town Trujillo, Peru. Start in Main Square. And again, there's an embedded Google Maps walking map. Just click the link below this YouTube video. Plaza de Armas, the structure and dimensions of Plaza de Armas were designed in 1534. In 1820, Plaza de Armas was the scene of the proclamation of independence of Trujillo from Spain. There is a monument to freedom in the center of the plaza, which was completed in 1929. The base of the monument represents art, science, trade, and health. There are 3 classical statues in the middle. The bent statue represents oppression. The statue pushing forward with arms back represents the desire for freedom. And the statue with raised fists represent the willingness to fight for liberation. For me, the monument is odd. It uses classical era Greek and Roman symbolism to represent the freedom of a repressed indigenous culture. It seems that Inca, Moche, or Chimu symbolism representing the indigenous people winning their freedom and culture back from the colonists would have been more appropriate. However, it's not surprising since in 1929, 100 years after Peru's independence, the descendants who made the choice for this statue were descendants of classical European culture, and they were still in complete control of Peru, and pretty much remain that way still today. The second stop, Cathedral Basilica on St. Mary's. The Cathedral of Trujillo is on Plaza de Armas and was built in 1647. The altar is Baroque style, and many paintings are from the Viceroy era during the Spanish colonial period. Next door is the Cathedral Museum. The Cathedral Museum is run by the Archbishop of Trujillo. It displays the religious history of the city from the colonial times until modern times. Here you will find mostly colonial period history. You must visit the surrounding indigenous temples, huacas, to learn about indigenous culture and religion. Don't take notes as you listen. Every word I say is in writing. Just click the link on YouTube in the notes below this YouTube video, or Google vagabondbuddha.com Trujillo. The next stop, 𝐂𝐕𝐵𝐾 Mansion. Simon Bolivar stayed here in this mansion during the Revolution. Simon Bolivar is considered the liberator of much of South America from Spain. The desk of Bolivar is on display along with furnishings present at the time of Peru's independence in around 1820. Next stop, Casa Orbegoso. This was the home of the President Orbegoso, the leader of the Peruvian independence movement. It was constructed in the late 1700s in the Viceroyalty style. On display now as a museum are the arts and style from the former president as they were at the time of his rule. Church of San Agustin. The construction here began in 1600. The altar is Baroque, and it includes many murals of the apostles and a pulpit of gilded wood. Click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to get all the details of our trip, along with Google Map links to everything I discuss. Next stop, Emancipation House, Casa de la Emancipación. The independence of Trujillo from Spain was conceived here in 1820. The first Constitutional Congress was also hosted here. The house has been well restored and is now home to many art exhibits and the home of Banco Continental. This is a lovely stop for both art and history. Make sure to see the following architectural model when inside the Emancipation House, and is shown a architectural model of the colonists' walled city at the time. You will see that the colonists lived inside a walled community. The King of Spain had told the colonists to get gold at all hazards. This and the Pope of the Catholic Church calling indigenous people animals without souls led to the brutal events of looting and killing of the indigenous people under a ruse bearing Christ's name. When you view the wall surrounding the colonists, you may think that it was built to protect them from rebellious indigenous people. But the indigenous people were mostly enslaved by that time and used by the colonists under threat of death to build the wall. The wall was actually built by enslaved indigenous people to protect the colonists from pirates. You see, many of the pirates were sponsored by England. The pirates routinely attacked the colony to steal the gold pillaged by the colonists. You see, the colonists also used enslaved indigenous people to loot empty temples once occupied by slaughtered indigenous people. So they needed to protect gold from pirates while it was in transit back to Spain. That's why the wall was built. Iturrigui Palace. This has been known for centuries in South America as one of the most beautiful and ornate examples of colonial period architecture, opulence, and wealth. Today it functions as a social club for Trujillo elites. I was told that if your ancestors are indigenous, you may not be able to join, regardless of how successful or connected you are. This completes my free Old Town Trujillo walking tour. Just click the below this YouTube video to get a Google Maps walking tour. The next few destinations are not on the walking tour because they are my suggested guided day tours you should not miss. Best tours: Trujillo, Peru. Chan-Chan. Chan-Chan was the largest city in South America before the European invasion of South America. It was also the capital of the Timur Empire, which lasted about 500 years until conquered by the Incas in 1470. It is located just outside of Trujillo in northern Peru. Chan-Chan translates into sun, sun, which makes sense because a year-round sun is cooled by southern breezes in the Chan-Chan area. There are 9 Chan-Chan palaces built right next to each other. Only one is on public display. The palaces were completely self-contained palaces with internal water springs. Each palace was enclosed by 9-meter-tall walls that were 6 meters wide at the base. Parts of each palace was open to Chimu citizens to pay their taxes and for ceremonies. Other parts were open only to connected elites. Other areas were available only to the royal families and invited guests. In the palace we toured, Spain had looted all the gold, so we couldn't see those treasures, but modern archaeologists found 300 concubines buried around the looted king's tomb. 𝐂𝐎𝐒𝐄 Esmeralda. 𝐂𝐎𝐒𝐿 Esmeralda is an architectural site believed to have been constructed by Chimu culture. One hypothesis is that it was the palace of Chimu Lord Manish. Much of the history was lost due to assimilation into the Inca culture in about 1500 and then by looting by Spain about 50 years later. Campina de Moche. The pre-Columbian Moche and Chimu cultures originated here. The Moche developed hydraulic engineering for cultivation in this and coastline north of northern Peru during a 500-year period starting around the death of Christ. The Moche culture was assimilated into the Chimu culture in around 900 AD, with continued agricultural development until the Incas arrived in around 1470. 𝐂𝐎𝐒𝐿 del Sol y la Luna. The Sun and Moon temples were built by the Moche culture during the period of 100 to 900 AD. For example, the Moon Temple is actually 5 temples, one built over the top of the previous. When one temple dies, a new temple was built right over the top of it using adobe bricks. A temple was believed dead when human sacrifice no longer produced rain reliably. Archaeologists have estimated that the sun structure is composed of about 140 million adobe bricks. It's the largest pre-European adobe structure in the Americas. The bricks are marked by the communities that made them. There are 100 different marks found in the adobe bricks, meaning that the bricks were collected from all around the region. The temples were built in large steps, with each step up the pyramid representing a higher Moche religious symbol. The lowest symbols are pictures of Moche warriors walking, a victorious soldier walking with a rope around the neck, pulling his defeated warrior. The defeated warriors are naked and are being led to be sacrificed. Next, Lady of Tao. The Lady of 𝐂𝐿 was discovered in 2006 by a team of archaeologists. She was heavily tattooed and wrapped in many layers of cloth surrounded by ceremonial symbols, weapons, and jewelry. She was in her 20s when she died. She may have died pregnant during childbirth. She died in about 450 after death. Until her tomb's discovery, it was believed that only Moche men held these high ranks. 𝐂𝐎𝐒𝐿. 𝐂𝐎𝐿, also known as Huaca Blanca, were built by the Moche during the 600-year period ending in 600 AD. 𝐂𝐎𝐿 Viejo is famous for its murals and for the discovery of Lady of 𝐂𝐿. On this site is also the Prieta Huaca, which had artifacts which were carbon dated at 3000 BC. I share my travels and include affiliate links. If you buy something using an affiliate link, you pay nothing extra, but I make a small commission. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home, get a free copy of my book. It's in the link below this YouTube video in the notes. On the day I wrote this, neither Get Your Guide nor Viator had tours to the above sites that had enough social proof for me to recommend them. But check again at the time you read this. If you find a tour with at least 5 positive reviews in the last 60 days, you should be okay. However, you should be aware that you can book tours worldwide using these links at Get Your Guide or Viator. For now, I recommend just going to any of the tour sellers with tour signs surrounding Plaza de Armas to book your tours. You will pay from about 50 sol to 60 sol for a full day tour and around 35 for a half day. We use Marbell Travel. The WhatsApp phone number is on the webpage. Just click the link below this YouTube video to get to our Trujillo blog. They wanted to charge us extra for English speakers, but we pushed back and got the local rate by offering to book multiple tours at once. Google Maps walking tour. I'm providing a link, embedded map here, so you can follow my Google Maps walking tour. Next, make sure to buy a Peruvian SIM card, Claro or Movistar, when you arrive in Peru, and load it with internet data so you can take the above walking tour without paying international roaming rates. Accommodations in Trujillo, Peru. We travel all year, so hotel prices and eating at restaurants for every meal adds up quickly. So we don't do that. We look for a healthier and a cheaper way. The first two are for more traditional accommodations for more traditional vacationers. The next two are for digital nomads and price-conscious travelers. The first one, Costa del Sol, Wyndham, Trujillo. This is a gorgeous place, swimming in luxury and historical significance, and surprisingly affordable. This is for those who want to live it up because they only have a few weeks per year. This is on Plaza de Armas. The next one is Grand Boulevard Hotel. This is a really nice place and a great location for a much lower rate in the Old Town Trujillo area, just 2 blocks from Plaza de Armas. Atma Hostel and Yoga. Normally I like to recommend a hostel near the Old Town area when I'm in South America, but the prices for hostels in Old Town Trujillo are as much or more than a nice hotel. So if you like the hostel lifestyle and prices, I recommend that you stay in a small beach town just outside of Trujillo. There you will find hostels that will be closer to your expectations, like the link I provided, Atma Hostel and Yoga, and others. If you're a surfer, this is definitely where you want to stay. This is an 11-kilometer taxi ride from Trujillo Central, and it should be about 10 to 15 sol. We stayed, and then there's an Airbnb link to a condo. We stayed here for 5 nights at 69 sol, which is $22 per night. It was a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath furnished condo with living room, dining area, and functional kitchen. It has a balcony and is on the 3rd floor and had a security guard and a washing machine inside the apartment. It includes hot water, good water pressure, and internet. But the internet was weak, so it only supported 1 digital nomad at a time. Luckily, we purchased a 4G Claro internet data card for my phone when we arrived in Peru, so we could put me on the Wi-Fi and Chung Hoi on our hotspot. It's about 5 soles or $1.66 to take a taxi ride one way into Trujillo Old Town. If you're new to Airbnb, there's a link provided so you can get a discount. Finally, price check. Once you've selected where you want to stay, then use Hotels Combined to find the agency offering the lowest booking price for that property. Restaurants in Trujillo, Peru. There's a restaurant link provided, Restaurant Vegetariano Mesa Verde. I love to cook, mainly because I'm vegetarian and love high quality food. But when I find someone who knows how to make fresh, healthy vegetarian meals that are priced right, I keep going back. This is just 2 blocks from the Airbnb condo where we stayed. We got a 3-course delicious lunch specials here for 8 soles or $2.75 per person. No other restaurants that we visited are worth repeating to you. We were so busy seeing the temples surrounding Trujillo, we didn't have much time to explore the food. Please let me know if you find one so I can add it here, vegetarian or otherwise. Nightlife, Trujillo, Peru. We didn't look for or find a fun walkable nightlife area while we were in Trujillo. Again, please let me know if you find one that is fun and feels safe at night and a walkable area or a good nightlife. Livability factors for Trujillo, Peru. Walkability. Old Town Trujillo is very walkable. Most of the interesting colonial era things to see and do are walkable. We got in minivans to do a few day tours, and we took a taxi to get to Old Town Trujillo from our condo, but we walked otherwise. Most taxis are around 5 to 8 soles around town. Internet. We read online that the internet can be decent here depending on where you stay. We only stayed in one place and never tried Wi-Fi anywhere else while we were here. Our Airbnb internet was too weak, but as I said, we used a SIM card to supplement, and so it was survivable. Food prices. The food prices in Mercado Central can be about half of what you would pay in the US. There's a link here. Once you're aware of the local prices. Some vendors will not give you the lowest price without bargaining, especially if you look like a foreigner or don't speak any Spanish. But many vendors have prices listed, so that might be your best bet. The fruits and vegetables seem to be fresher in Mercado Central than at the larger supermarket, Totus, link provided near our condo. For example, there were no ripe avocados or tomatoes in the large supermarket, whereas they were beautiful and ripe in the Mercado Central. Additionally, the prices in the large supermarket are only about 20% cheaper than the US. Weather. The temperature in Trujillo is about the same all year. Highs average from 21 Celsius in October to 26 Celsius in February. That's 70 Fahrenheit to 79 for the highs. And then the lows average 15 Celsius to 19 Celsius in February, October to February. And Fahrenheit, that's 59 to 66. So it's good weather all year. It does not rain much, no matter the time of year. There always seems to be a breeze blowing in from the Pacific. Desire to move here? Medium. I seem to continue to enjoy the Andes more than the beaches in South America. I would pick Trujillo as my favorite beach town in North Peru over the other beach towns, Mancora or Chiclayo, but I would take the mountain town of Cajamarca before any of the beach towns in Peru. But Cuenca, Ecuador is still my favorite over Cajamarca, Peru. How to get to Trujillo, Peru? Bus from Cajamarca, Peru. If you're traveling south through northern Peru like us, you can catch a bus from Cajamarca, Peru at the Turismo Diaz Bus Company departure, Google Map provided, to their Trujillo, Peru company destination, Google Map provided. This is a 7-hour bus ride and costs about 40 sol. The taxi to your accommodation, most anywhere in Trujillo, will be about 6 sol. Bus from Lima, Peru. You can catch a super nice bus from Lima, Peru bus terminal, a link provided, to Trujillo, Peru. For bus times and prices in English, right-click on your Chrome browser and select Translate into English at the Linea website, link provided. It takes about 10 hours one way and costs about 80 sol. Flights. On the day we searched, there were round-trip flights and Skyscanner from Lima, Peru to Trujillo for 169 per person. We consistently get the lowest price on flights from Skyscanner, so if you need to fly into Lima to get to Peru, check your price on Skyscanner. Again, there's links to all of these, everything I'm talking about here, so just click the link below this YouTube video to come to our webpage, and all this is in writing with links. Final thoughts on Trujillo, Peru. There's so much pre-Inca history within a short distance of Trujillo that you may just find yourself remembering Trujillo in terms of Chan Chan, the Sun and Moon temples, and Lady of 𝐂. But Old Town Trujillo is also a good walking area with some streets not even allowing cars. Plus there are modern shopping centers and condos, just a 6 Sole taxi ride all over town. Plus there is a beach community only 11 kilometers from Trujillo with some pretty decent waves. The problem is we were trying to get down to Lima quickly to drop off a computer. If we weren't in such a hurry, I would have liked to visit Old Town Trujillo at night to see if it was a dead city or alive with people and things to do. If you find out, please leave a comment below so I can alter my message here. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner? If you'd like to start living internationally or learn how to make money, whether you can travel or not, make money online, whether you can travel or not, please grab a free copy of my book. It's at the link below this YouTube video. If you have enjoyed this post, please leave a comment, click like, subscribe, or share in social media. This is Dan from Vagabond Buddha. Thanks for stopping by.